Boom.
Save your breath for screaming.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
Did you not listen?
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 201st episode of Screaming Into the Void. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me today we have Caucasian Sasquatch.
Hi, I'm Sasquatch.
Indeed. We also have Shadow of Hawk.
Welcome.
Yeah. And back for the first time in a minute, Abe.
Howdy. I wish I could have made the 200th, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, no worries, man. No
Because
worries.
you hate us.
It's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with that.
I'm certain you can tell by that weird green tint, the British accent is pure hate. Learned it from CNN.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, welcome back, brother. Welcome in, everybody. We are live currently on Twix, Rumble, and two separate YouTube channels, Samuel the Infamous and Caucasian Sasquatch. If you are in any of those places, please drop a comment. Definitely like the streams. Let us know you're here. Also, you'll notice on the YouTube side and the Rumble side, there's a pinned comment for Gals Gifts and Go link. We are only 300 away from finishing that goal out at 6K. So, if you can help, great. And if not, pass it around like the new fish in the prison yard.
Fish.
Also on a similar note, I don't have it pinned because, again, I haven't figured out how to pin more than one fucking link in a single pin message. If you go to my community tab on my channel, Samuel the Infamous, scroll down.
It's called a space bar.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out one day. Anyway, it's not pinned now, but go to my community tab. There's a GoFundMe link for a couple who are in Texas right now fighting pancreatic cancer. So, and they're asking for some help paying the bills and all that stuff. They're good people. Definitely check that out. Same thing applies. If you can help, awesome. If not, please do share it around. Otherwise, that's it for housekeeping. We appreciate you guys being here. We're going to go ahead and say hello to the chat, and then we're going to get this nightmarish ball rolling. We have Mr. Beak. Mr. Beak's up first. Jacob Gallo, howdy. We have Old Blondie in the chat. Good to see you. We got JB. Howdy. Now, everybody else, as you come in, I will do my best to acknowledge you. We got some shit to talk about, and almost all of it concerns robotics.
Nice.
When I was young and pictured the world circling the old bowl of the universe, I didn't expect it to play out like iRobot.
Right.
It's not on my bingo card.
If Sonny was designed by Satan.
Or that fucker from the goddamn WEO, what's his name? Klaus?
Oh, WEF. Yeah, Klaus. Klaus is no longer with the WEF. He got caught embezzling from them, which is really fucking funny given what they do. But it's like, I don't know how you didn't see that shit coming.
So let me get this straight. Some dude worth hundreds of millions of dollars was stealing millions of dollars.
Allegedly.
Like, he wasn't charged. He was asked to step down, and that's pretty much
He was
what
like,
happened.
get the fuck out of here. Stop robbing my wallet.
What's real
He
funny,
just phased into the background.
Yeah. Well, what's really funny is there were two guys who took over as chairman, and I can't remember the other guy's name. He's also the CEO of like some massive pharmaceutical company, but the one that comes to mind immediately is Larry Fink. And I'm like, okay, we're just straight up not hiding the evil now.
That's one step too close to the family. I can't really comment on that one. Just say it, bro. Like,
fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
speak about iRobot deeply, but I prefer the fucking book. So unless we're talking on that end of it, I don't want to have this conversation with you, young God. How dare you?
You know what I always thought was really funny about iRobot, because it does work as a standalone story, but if you followed Asimov's work at all, when they talk about like connected universes, they don't give enough credit to Asimov for being one of the first to actually have one of those, because iRobot and the Martian Chronicles are both part of the Foundation series.
They are, early prequels, as it were. Right.
Yeah.
And the Foundation series it's hard to explain it to somebody who's never read any part of it. I mean, it's like trying to talk about Dune to somebody who watched the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Foundation is fucking absurd, dude. It is ridiculous. The amount of detail, because here's the thing, the whole fucking thing from start to finish, all, 12 freaking books or whatever. None of them are really written from either a first or third person perspective. They're all written kind of from a second person's perspective of like an overarching narrator talking about what happened that brought everything to this point, like an endless flashback bringing you abreast of what we're
like a historian.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, is that this is the encyclopedia that they made.
Right. And that's it. I don't know. Something happened, but it's very much like a story. And like in the very first book covers what, 5,000 years, and each chapter jumps ahead centuries, and you're dealing with new people and new situations.
One of my favorites, though, there's a chapter, I believe it's in the first book. I'm almost certain it might be a flashback from a later book, but I'm almost certain it's in the first book. It's the third opening, I think, of the vault, and the holographic guys coming out to talk to him for the third time. And he makes these predictions, and they're all real close, but they're wrong. Right? Like, things aren't in sync like they should be. And so the people basically have a meeting, look at everything, and they're like, look, he's real close. Maybe we should just kind of do what he says to do, but do it the best we can from the way things are. And they do that. And the next one is back on track somehow. And it's not until like 4 books later that you find out that the reason that one was wrong is because an outside operator had influenced the interior dynamics of that particular settlement. And in so doing, removed one of the people that was supposed to produce an heir that did not get produced because she was not there.
Indeed.
How hard? I mean, look, I am expert at noticing things that aren't there. What's up, RLM? And it's not a common talent. And to be able to write a story from the perspective of someone who has plotted everything out based off of the bare numbers of history and genetics, and to be like, hey, if you remove one piece from this equation, it's wrong on the short term, but not on the long term.
Yeah.
Anyway, Foundation's huge.
It's
massive. And if you haven't read it, if you have read no part of it, what's up, 007?
I'll be honest with you. I never finished it. I got through the first 3 books because I was like, oh, I think this is a trilogy. I can do a trilogy. And then I found out there were like 7 more, and I'm like, fuck this.
Right. Listen, all of them, with the exception of Robots and Empire, all tell exactly the same story.
Yeah.
In microcosm and macrocosm, over short time and deep time, the point is the same, with the exception of Robots and Empire.
Right. So
I didn't hate the TV show.
I don't see how you could possibly make a TV show out of something that huge and impersonal.
That's the problem.
All right, so here's what I would do. First of all, I would call it a special extended series. It would then be filmed in hour-and-a-half increments, one episode a week, like a series, but it's not a series. It is literally the 3 chapters per episode of the psychometry historical narrative taking place. And in between all of that, you would actually do the individual stories. You would either take one of 2 approaches, take an anthology approach, because the individual stories don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether this is a guy, girl, or a bovine space alien, it doesn't matter. It's the story of Foundation that is actually driving this narrative. And so the individual stories would come across something like an anthology, perhaps, or I mean, yeah, you could bring in guest directors and writers for each episode if you wanted some kind of stuff like that. Or, and here's the other option, go the American Horror Story route and use the same cast of characters episode after episode after episode, but all of them doing completely different roles in each episode.
Sure. That was one of the strange. Yeah, the American Horror Story got kind of strange later because people they were using the same actors to play different people in different situations.
Yeah.
And all that, which I mean, I kind of get. Like you get the same thing if you went, if you were a theater junkie and you went to see a specific theater troupe do multiple shows. Like it makes sense in that context, but it was a little jarring sometimes to see like the same chick in the apocalypse doing bad things as you know, the nurse in the fucking asylum, 6 seasons earlier.
There's an anthology series. I think it's called Electric Sheep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's a bunch of the old who is
Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, Philip K.
Right,
Dick.
right, Philip K. Dick type short stories and whatnot from back in like the 50s and 60s, and hell, it might have been earlier than that actually. And the way they filmed it is, for the book's already written, right? The story's already told. And so what they did was they brought in guest directors for each one of the episodes, and each episode was a different short story. And they used like 85% cast with some changeover of extras and stuff like that. It was pretty neatly put together. It had a weird, not Twilight Zone, but like the Outer Limits kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Little less Black Mirror, more kind of Night Gallery.
Yeah. It wasn't creepy exactly. Although it was dystopian creepy, not existential crisis creepy.
Yeah. It was like Philip K. Dick kind of specialized in that sort of thing, because honestly, I think he really hated his audience.
Detail he goes into to say, "Ooh."
Right. But he wrote some really fantastic stuff, and some of it has been made into some pretty fantastic film and television, like Blade Runner, just the first one, the first 3 seasons of The Man in the High Castle. Right. After that, not so much, but the first 3 seasons are fantastic.
Dude, I watched the first 3 seasons of Man in the High Castle in a sitting. And
Yeah.
I don't remember, and here's the thing. I don't remember anything interfering with me watching it. I just wandered off at some point and was like, hell, I thought I was watching a movie. I thought I was watching a show, right? What is there, like 4 more fucking seasons out there and I can't get through season 4 to get to them?
No, there's season 4. They ended it with season 4.
Oh, good. Dear
That's
God,
the last
good.
one, because and it starts out okay, but about a third of the way to halfway through, it falls off fucking hard, and it just kind of does not stick the landing.
I am almost positive that I stood up and walked out to go get a coffee at the second to last episode of season 3 and somehow never went back.
See, the big thing I've heard about that show and what kind of turned me off from watching it is like Sam, what Sam's describing is what I've more or less heard about the show. It's pretty damn good, and then it falls off real bad. And I've heard the reason, and Sam might be able to correct this, the reason it falls off real bad is because the writers looked at the internet and saw, wait a minute, John Doe Nazi, he's the guy everyone likes, and our main characters, no one really gives a fuck about them. Well, obviously we have to fix this, and so they fuck with the guy people like watching because he's not actually a Nazi; he's a traitor. Spoilers. And but they're like, he still wears the uniform. He's still evil. You're not supposed to like him. So they fuck with that, and then just give all the main characters a bunch of logic-defying moments to make them look cool and badass. Throw time travel in somehow, and then end the show kind of the same way season 3 of The Boys went.
So
Just kind of like dog shit.
it's not time travel, but
No, it's not. It's parallel universe.
it's parallel universe hopping, and that's established halfway through the first season that's a thing. The big thing is, and again, spoilers, like he said, is that the Nazis figure out how to build a machine so that they can make armies cross between worlds,
Right.
not just a single person using their mind, because there are a handful of people who can just do it.
Yeah, it's called stepping.
So,
That's
including our main characters, and honestly, to be honest with you, they're missing the point of the fucking book, because the point was the individual stories, good guys and bad guys. You got to know everybody inside and out.
Another
And
aspect
also
of stepping.
the plot of 3 seasons of Sliders.
I mean, well, yeah.
is that like feeling everyone's story is what make books like World War Z or the colonization series from Harry Turtledove, like where you get into the mind of characters where you're like, oh, this is a piece of fucking shit, but they're not, there's no moral attachment. Well, I mean, the Nazis get a level of moral attachment in colonization because you got to hate the Nazis, but you're just given a character, you're given their thoughts and their beliefs, and then you just run with it. You see the good, you see the bad, and you come to your own conclusions. And that shit is fucking great to read.
Yeah, and they did a really excellent job with that throughout the first 3 seasons, like I said. And the one place I will actually correct what you're saying, and I'm sure that you actually did see people talking about this, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. The good guys weren't people but people were invested in their stories too. People were invested in everybody's stories. We had no idea where it was going to go if you hadn't read the book or anything like that. And it's not 1-to-1 either. But especially that fucking, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's almost like they took everything that they had been building up and scrapped it, and we're like, we're doing this now.
I have Have you read did you wait, no, not read the Rolling Stones by Heinlein?
When I was very young.
It's got another name, I can't remember. It's like the Far Moons of Titan or some crap like that. I can't remember, but it eventually was published under the fabulous, amazing Rolling Stones or something. It's a group of a family whose last name is Stone, and they're essentially going to colonize some asteroid in the asteroid belt or whatever, hence the title.
Yeah.
Anyway, the level of complexity written into some of these stories is absolutely baffling. First of all, you have to consider the fact that there is no communication network, there is no space travel, there is no rocketry, there is none of the stuff that would be needed for any of these things to take place. And yet these individuals sit around at freaking weddings and different symposiums, because Heinlein and Asimov and the Arthur C. Clarke were often invited to different like scientific symposiums.
I think Theodore Sturgeon was too.
Yeah. Doc E. Howard. He was always turning that shit down. Said she actually said she used it for free meals when she was traveling. There's always something going on, and she was invited, so you just go by and you're like, "Huh, yeah, I wrote some stuff. I'm gonna eat the shrimp."
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, I got no hate for it. I mean, she was largely responsible for, or he or she was largely responsible for the Lisbon series. So,
sure.
Are you the one who read the Stainless Steel Rat series?
We have discussed it. I think I read some of it when I was very, very young, but I don't think I ever finished
that is a real sci-fi romp. there's a couple of good ones. The Misplaced Battleship is one of my favorites, and it's basically kind of like Germany coming out of the First World War, when they were building tractors and building mortars, but not building tanks, right?
Yeah.
But they built all the things that would build a tank if you slapped it together real quick.
Yeah. I guess to kind of tie it back to Shadow, I would recommend that you watch the first 3 seasons. They are excellent television of The Man in High Castle. I think you'd probably get quite a bit out of it. After that, use your own discretion. There's only one season left, but it's not a good one.
I got another good one, and it's only 1 season. I think there's 3 seasons of it, but only watch the first season. The name of the show is Zoo, and it's basically a zombie apocalypse, but the zombies are animals, and the animals are now more intelligent. They're not as intelligent as humans, but like even the dumbest marmot out there is like,
my kid has been telling me to watch that.
Zoo, the first season of Zoo. Ignore anything after that, because after that the animals start becoming like Avengers and shit. And it's really weird.
Bro, I hate when you've got like a show that is like fucking amazing and you want to recommend it to people, but then you're like, hey, hold on, stop here. Stop at this point, because the rest of it's like fuck. There's a show that I love called Falling Skies. I think I've talked about it on this stream before.
Yes, I love that show. That is a great show,
dude. Like it's spoilers, but so basically the premise of the show is alien invasion, and we get our asses whooped.
Wait, it's Red Dawn if the Russians and Cubans were aliens.
Pretty much. But what I love about the show so much is there's a escalation. Like we get our asses handed to us. There's a garrison force. Season 1 is like James Marion, fucking milk-livered Viet Cong, like guerrilla war. We're hiding out in fucking like abandoned civilian centers and we're fighting. And then you get to season 2, halfway through season 2, we're forming an actual like organized resistance, something more akin to like what the Confederation that Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse had made. And then you get to season 3, and now we're actually going pound for pound against the alien garrison for a variety of different reasons. And then you get to like season 4 and season 5 should have been like actual total war economies fighting against the aliens, bringing in like air support and Volm orbitals assets, and that shit would have been awesome. But then instead, they just revert you back to like the first season, but more retarded for the last 2 seasons. And it pissed me off the way they did it, because they add in like space witches and like way crazier pseudoscience. Because
but they showed that it was an intergalactic conflict.
Doesn't matter. It's immaterial.
So my sister's husband has been trying to get me to watch Falling Skies forever, and the reason I haven't is because I got through the first season and part of the second, and I was bored to shit the entire time. And he kept telling me it gets better after season 2.
It is boring, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into it, and I can't get past that second season. He keeps telling me the opposite of what you're telling me, though. He says everything after season 2 gets way better.
It's fucking trash. It's so fucking bad after season 3. Like, hell, the last 10 minutes of season 3 are bad. It gets a lot.
Quite frankly, I didn't really watch it for, aliens, whatnot. Polk. There's one character in the whole fucking show that is worth watching, and his name is Polk. He is essentially Negan if Negan were fighting aliens instead of fighting zombies.
The guy who plays Major Daniels in Stargate.
He played a nerd in Stargate.
And Squatch, you're not saying his name correctly. It's Pope, like fucking, like the Pope. It's not Poke. It's not like the president.
I will gladly Rochambeau you for the pleasure later.
I mean, I'll Google it right now.
Sasquatch goes first.
John Pope. The dude's name is Pope, played by Colin Cunningham.
Yeah, okay, so that's the same guy who played Major Daniels in Stargate.
Right.
Yeah. He's a very good character.
But yeah, no, he is the reason when you said like, oh, now they're striking back pound for pound against the aliens. He is almost single-handedly the reason for that.
There, well, Kokis as well. Cochise.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like
some
that,
have-
you kind of need them, but his fucking berserkers, yeah, those guys are savages. Those,
but
fuck, yeah.
Cochise never makes it if Polk doesn't invent the 357 mech penetrator.
You know the thing they use for like episode in season 1, and they just do not bring up ever again until like season 3, like for an episode again.
Which one?
Because remember, in season 2, like they're fighting against the mechs, and they're like the rounds are bouncing off again. They're having to use grenades and RPGs and shit, even though they have the trick, because they just used it for an episode.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like I said, I don't get all the references because I barely remember this show. I was that bored. The only other reason, the concept is really cool, right? That's why I started watching it. I kept watching it because Moon Bloodgood is fucking hot
as hell, bro. So if you watch it for the story part of it, it's not the best writing on earth. The dialogue isn't great, but the whole time through this thing, the guy who always played the librarian is wandering around, and like they'll get bottled up at some location and everybody's like, fuck, we're all gonna die. And he turned to look at him and go, look, Washington stood on this very road in this very situation, completely overwhelmed by a foreign adversary that they could not possibly defeat. And we're gonna do the same thing he did here then.
Yeah.
We're gonna run.
Yep. And again, that's like the way they blended American history with the events of like the alien invasion, like where it's very fucking on the nose, but it's like, I loved it, and then they just threw it out. You know, I think the reason why your sister's husband liked it so much, Sam, is because season 4 they just start doing a bunch of nonsensical violence to just have shit on screen.
I'm on 5. It becomes like fucking what's the name of that damn show? Deep Space Nine Light.
That's a bold statement to make about somebody you don't know anything about, Shadow.
Well, I don't know. But like that's one of the biggest changes between season 4 and the previous 3 seasons is there's just a fuck ton of shit for the sake of it's cool. And I know there's a lot of people who will go, thing is good just because there's cool shit happening. Like I was talking to some
explosions in the 4th season. Lots. They had a lot more money then.
Yeah, like there are guys in my platoon, for instance, who think things like the Star Wars sequel trilogy or the Rings of Power are fun to watch just because there's shit on screen to watch. Like they don't think about the characters, they don't think about the story. They literally. I'm like, wait, so you're just watching the pretty colors, and they're like, I mean, you could have phrased it less like an asshole, but yeah, and I'm like, okay, very well. So I'm not saying that to be mean to this guy, but that is an observation I noticed season 3 to season 4, and I know there are people not applying a moral judgment to this that do just watch things when there's things going on, as opposed to
I definitely think you're gonna really love Overgroup and Fear Smith.
Probably. I mean,
you got that whole, that whole vibe. Yeah. So this is something that's being advertised all over Twix right now.
What is this?
This is a flying car.
Very bad idea. Very fucking bad idea.
So here's the thing, kid. Growing up, we were all promised flying cars and Rosie the robots in our homes and all that stuff, personal jetpacks, that kind of thing. And we were all expecting this to have happened 20 fucking years ago.
26 years ago, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
And none of it did. None of it did. Now,
2026, jetpack.
The robots are kind of nightmare fuel. The jetpacks all sort of work, but they're stupidly expensive. And now we're finally seeing somebody actually attempt to build a flying car. The problem with this is the airspace control. But
well, that's one problem.
Yeah. Also, most people can't drive cars on the ground.
Yeah.
There's the other thing. Like, there are so many fucking people who just should not have a license in general. It like any sort of like measure to police who gets a license and who doesn't get a license for a flying car would immediately have all the democracy egalitarian minded losers in this country going, no, You have to make it easier to get so I can have one. And then you'll have some dumbass motherfucker recording a TikTok while he's flying his damn flying car, lose control, terminal velocity, blow up someone's house.
I told you that in confidence.
Also,
You use Vine.
that's, in my opinion, best case scenario.
All of these things would have to be controlled by a central global AI. Otherwise, it would not work. And is that what you want?
No, not at all.
Hard pass
See,
there,
we had,
Coach.
we
Not
had
doing it.
dreams back in the day, and those dreams were
Okay, so
possible once,
let's
I
look at it
think,
legally.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, at least in the U.S., as long as it is below a certain grammage and below a certain height,
which
you
is
don't
500 feet, I
need a
believe.
pilot's license. It's 500 feet
Yeah.
in most states. You don't need a pilot's license to operate it, but there have been new language introduced into some of these things, which include things of a certain weight or a certain size that
Mm-hmm.
do require licenses. What's weird is, for the most part, like, what do you call this thing? That's not a helicopter. It's not an airplane.
It's not exactly a hovercraft either, because those can't get more than a couple feet off the ground.
So
Yeah.
what do we call this, and what type of license do we give this guy, and who tests him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Personal flight
imagine-
machine.
I imagine probably you would have to have a pilot's license. Maybe not at first,
Sure.
but as soon as the FCC and all those guys get their, not the FCC, but the FAA get their
Yeah. No,
grubby
you're
mitts on stuff.
Technically speaking, a pilot's license covers specifically the airplanes you're trained on, and any airplane you happen to be standing on. Same thing for a fucking pilot's license involving helicopters. You're
Mhm.
specialized in VTOL, or fixed wing, I think is the way it's done. And there's a couple of crossover exceptions, like the Osprey and the gyro chopper, those things.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, most of your gyrocopters can't go very high. I mean, they can go high enough for it to be a problem if you fall off, but they can't. They're not like invading air traffic.
No, they're not. But they are the safest form of flight ever designed by the hand of man.
Sure, as long as you stay strapped in.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, helicopters supposedly will auto gyrate down, but you still hit the ground at like 35 miles an hour. But an auto gyro will auto gyrate down at landing speed, at exactly land. Now, you don't get a whole lot of choice on where that land is going to be,
Right.
but you're not traveling 60 miles an hour forward and 35 down when you hit the ground. You literally just kind of boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, Lepo, that what I was saying is they have new language in a lot of states about the size of the object that's flying,
he's in
regardless
Canada.
of it or not. I'm sure they're doing it there too, dude. Those
Yeah.
litigious bastards. I'm sorry.
So
Close your
like,
mouth.
part of me, the little kid part of me, looks at this and goes like, "Fucking finally!" And then the part of me who's lived through the last fucking 20 years of government overreach is just like, "Oh, this is not going to go well."
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
definitely
it's like-
going to be issued directly to the cops first, and then the
Right.
military.
Maybe
You're
we
not.
should ironically leave the Jetsons in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Strap an M2A1 to the bottom of one of these, or a Mark 19, and give it to law enforcement. This thing would be amazing for riot control.
I don't know that would work. Like, part of the reason that drones work so well is because they're extremely lightweight, but you're already adding the weight of a person into this. You add the weight of that and all the ammo you got to carry. It's not going to work. It's an
Also,
ultralight
not
frame.
sure
It's not going to be able to get off the
amazing
ground.
is the right terminology to use.
I said riot control. I didn't say combat. I know the problems with combat for this. I said riot control because what are they can't throw Molotov
But then
cocktails
they
high
could-
enough to hit this thing, and
They could always be used against the civilian population
that's what I said by
under
riot
any
control.
circumstance.
That is literally what I said by riot control.
Well, call a gathering a riot and send them in.
I'm fully aware of that.
Was,
I'm
No.
aware of that.
I don't want AI flying my car. I want to fly it manually myself, like a big boy.
Can you imagine ISIS dropping these on your house?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. There we go, Jetsons.
You know,
Yep.
and,
Well, also-
and like we had a much more optimistic view of the future at the time.
Oh,
though, too.
this is a good one.
Yeah.
Says you're kidding, right? We can't even get a stable Call of Duty update, and yet you expect systems. AI is
That's
nothing
a fair
more than
point.
algorithms conducting internet searches displayed in prose. Hype won't make reality. This isn't even protozoal in evolution yet.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me what you really think.
Right? It's a solid point, and it's and these are obviously this private companies driving the innovation, which I think is probably a good thing. We don't necessarily want government investment in these things, because government investment tends to work in the same way that producers and studio execs work in filmmaking. They interfere, rather than and they impede rather than move things forward in a way that is beneficial to everybody. Now, this is an aqueduct generator, essentially.
Yeah, no. How big is small enough to fit on a truck? When they say a truck, are they talking a tractor trailer?
I think they're talking like a fucking 1-ton, man.
Plug and play.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think they're talking about semis. They're talking about like pickup truck.
thing is what, around 20 kilowatts? Something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And this, by the way, this was posted by the U.S. Department of Nuclear Energy or something like that, right? Yeah.
That's wild. So ostensibly, what you have is a probably pellet-driven uranium reactor.
It's probably not even uranium. It's probably natrium.
Cesium-123, maybe. That's a really short-lived reaction. That would be, if it exploded like on a highway or something, it would be one of the safest to clean up.
It'd still suck for anybody in proximity when it actually happened, but yes.
Yeah, you don't read that shit. That's
Just a little bit.
Let's just go to the
cool thing about it. You could stop at any body of water anywhere and drop a pump off in that motherfucker and generate enough power for a city.
Yeah, for a period of time, even like a moderate to small size city, you could probably power for 10 years on one of these.
Something like that.
Because
And
each
I
house
imagine-
only uses like a fraction of what this is, a tiny fraction of what this is capable of producing.
Yeah.
Or you can power a suit of powered armor for about 5 minutes if we're using Fallout logic.
Well, that's Iron Man logic. First of all.
He's
That line's actually in Iron Man.
Yeah, there is kind of one catch here, and it would limit what could be in this thing, and it's part of the Highway Act that prevents certain types of nuclear material from being transported on the interstate highway system. It's federal.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what would be in it, or if it's just designed to drive off the interstate system. It's certainly small enough to be disguised as a freaking hay bale truck or something.
Sure. I don't think I don't know. Because they do transport warheads and shit on the interstate system. They just hide what they're transporting.
Well, that's military bypass mechanisms, though. It's like permitted.
Also, if someone's transporting a nuclear warhead, are you just gonna what are you gonna do? Arrest them? Hey, sir,
Oh,
you're transporting a warhead. You gotta come with me, sir. I work for the federal government. Fuck you.
Did you ever read a book called Snow Crash?
Sir, I'm illiterate.
There's a character in it, the antagonist of the novel, who nobody fucks with because he rides around on a motorcycle and he's got a sidecar attached to his motorcycle. The sidecar has no seat. What's in the sidecar is a 5 kiloton hydrogen bomb, and it's wired to his heartbeat.
Nice.
So nobody dares take this guy out because everybody will die.
That is dealing with the federal government.
Hold
That is
on.
literally dealing with the federal government, sir. I'm
Oh,
from
you
the
mean
federal
your
government.
employers?
Fuck you. Do what I want.
But in theory, this could be a game changer in terms of energy production and
well,
like
we've
it,
had,
it
hold on,
could
we've
be
had
a good
global
thing.
power for years. This isn't.
No, you're right, but we're not running shit on this. What we're running it on is coal currently. Like there are some nuclear
Right.
plants that are in operation in the United States, but the vast majority of our power grid is run on coal.
Yeah.
Disposal is what's going to be an issue here. I'd really like to get into the grits and gravy of
Mhm.
what's actually
Mhm.
in it.
Yeah, I don't. To my knowledge, they haven't released a ton more information about it. I would imagine
Yeah,
that a
but
good
either.
deal of it is not available to the public.
'Cause
If we're not going to follow down that line, I do. I think I posted this in the chat, Sam. But that bit about the fucking coal power is absolutely fucking hilarious because it leads to shit like what's going on in West Virginia right now.
no, it's not a ZPM. It's a Naquita generator.
Yeah, Naquita generator. It's the ones that are designed by Earth to sort of stand in temporarily for CPMs.
Yeah. Which is
It
still.
even fucking looks like one, man.
God, I was sitting there looking at it going, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe this is alien tech. Maybe we're
No.
there. You there yet?
Dead ass. I was just talking with someone in one of the discords I'm in where I'm like, we were arguing about how the Europeans never pay their NATO they never pay the amount of their GDP they have to for NATO membership. And then he mentions, well, the only reason America is able to do that is because everything you buy is overpriced as fuck. And I said, it's either corruption or we're playing Stargate rules where they're lying to us. And I choose Stargate because I want to fight aliens. And he goes, it's corruption, man. I'm like, yeah, it probably is, but embezzlement to fight aliens is funnier. So the reason why we spend, and Google this, I'm right about this, $32 fucking dollars on a nut and bolt is because we're making the Prometheus, not because our politicians are lying fucks.
I mean, if we're making the Prometheus, it'll never be revealed to the public because it's just an arc for the fucking creme de la creme.
No, the Prometheus from Stargate.
Yeah,
the Earthship Prometheus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it exists, if they're doing something like that with all that money they're siphoning from us, it will never be revealed to the public. It will only be used in case of a disaster that's going to kill us all, a la Deep Impact, to safeguard certain fucking people.
No, they're literally fighting aliens. That's why the Prometheus was made within the context of the show. It was a warship.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm a fan of it.
But in reality,
I'm saying in reality, that's not what's going to be used for. If it were to go that route. So even then, it's still corruption. Even if there is a Prometheus type ship, it's still corruption.
Wait, but Sam, I thought we were supposed to trust our government. They have our best interests at heart. Have you heard of Ruby Ridge?
You know what's real funny? What's real funny is that you are treading this line right now on account of who you work for.
What's really funny as well is he's trying to lecture a man who has in Jafar, "We'll never surrender even in death," as his fucking subtitle.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of who you work for.
By the way,
I technically
the
have
States military loves Stargate.
Yeah, I'm aware. I technically have like 350 million employers, technically speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate most of them.
Now this is still. I think this is a cool concept, and I think that this could be beneficial, possibly, depending on circumstances. And as Shadow keeps bringing up, corruption.
Fuck yeah. Operating deep underground bunkers or deep sea anything, mining, you fucking name it. You can put these things in place of engines on ships, bro. Dude, you want to talk about revolutionizing shipping overnight is have a nuclear reactor on a commercial carrier.
If we installed these things, underground like we've been doing fiber optic cables, obviously with better shielding and whatnot, and plugged in fucking residential units and areas into them like that, you wouldn't have to worry about lightning strikes fucking taking out transformers anymore.
But Sam, that would mean
terrorism.
That would mean helping people in their residences.
I was talking
These
about
are for-
God's terrorism.
These are for These are for data centers, Sam. The people
Among
don't
other
need no
things.
energy. The data centers do. Just like how they're just ignoring people's private property rights and just putting up power lines in West Virginia to manage Virginian data centers, while they're taking all the clean water for data centers.
To be
Because
fair,
people don't matter.
Hold up. To be fair, West Virginia has always been shat on by everybody who's ever come through that. This is not a new thing for West Virginia.
True.
I'm aware it's not a new thing.
The only reason West Virginia exists is because Virginia didn't want it. Figure that shit out amongst themselves.
Kinda.
I can think of 3 Virginians I know personally that would fight you over those words.
Okay, that's fine. We'll fight. I'll shoot him with a kneecap. I don't have no chill. These things would be absolutely amazing in disaster relief.
It could be. It could be. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, if you could get them in there, if they're small enough to transport by truck, and you could get them into a disaster area, like for example, what happened with North Carolina.
Yeah.
If you could get them in there, then yeah, they could provide all the power that you need until you get like shit back up and running.
You could literally, in theory at least, you could literally roll 1 or 2 of these things up to your local grid transfer station, disconnect from the field power and connect to one of these things and run it for however long they run.
Right.
That is fucking wild, bro. That you're talking about changing disaster relief forever from this day forward. With
Not
something
just that.
like
Now I'm thinking like when we send out things like the Voyager 2 probe, right? It's got a finite battery life. This could significantly extend that with further probes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this thing's really heavy.
So's a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily once you're in space, that doesn't really matter.
I'm just saying,
Kind of does. It kind of does, but not as much as when you're in Atmo.
however, I could kind of think of a few ways to carry significant mass with you without the mass being as much as you
Sure.
would think.
Mhm.
Well, who's to say we're stopping here? Like batteries used to be a fucking, building size, right? And now we've got ones that are small enough to fit in your hearing aid. This isn't going to stay this size. They're going to figure out ways to compact this.
Computers used to be the size of buildings, and they became the size of cars. And now I've got a compute. Now you got computers that are so small you can put them on your fucking watch.
Imagine that, a nuclear powered hearing aid.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. Like if you guys will think back to Predator, right? Their tech is all nuclear powered and it's all controlled with the fucking wrist gauntlet.
Harry Harrison didn't believe in radiation, and he wrote his science fiction based off of a what's that curve where technology increases exponentially, and he predicted a post-2000 world in which nuclear reactors were approximately the size of a cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically everybody had an arc reactor in their house.
Do you mean the singularity?
No, like I said, Harry Harrison is an old school, early 50s, 60s sci-fi author, and he just eliminated the concept of there being energy depravity of any type, and so he basically imagined up an arc reactor before Marvel did, and was like, so this is what everybody's got in their house, and when you go somewhere, you go and you unhook your secondary reactor from your primary reactor, which is feeding all of the city and all the industrial and shit through your wires and leading out of your house, and you go and put it in your car and you drive off because everything runs off the arc reactor thing. That's not what he called it, but it was basically the same thing. It's just unlimited power.
Yeah, it's like plugging your surge protector into itself, man.
Yeah, he just kind of skipped that whole argument of like, well, what happens when we run out of power? And he was like, fuck that, we'll figure it out. I don't know how. One of my favorites, Stephen King did a really early. This was back during his Richard Bachman days. It was The Running Man, and this most recent Running Man movie does a better job of depicting what happened in the book, except they used modern technology instead of the technology he predicted in the book. And one of the things he predicted in the book was a nuclear powered car that had a breeder reactor in the back of it and weighed about 2 tons. But it also had, and I quote, unlimited acceleration. As long as you had a straight line, you could go faster.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I saw an experiment like that in the desert once where they strapped a rocket engine to a go-kart. It did not end well.
All this talk about power
I've
sources.
seen that.
All this talk about power sources is reminding me of Project Hail Mary, which I read in like 28 hours the other day.
Don't spoil this one. I still haven't seen it.
Well, I read the book.
Right. Which I also haven't read.
Rocky's fucking adorable.
Shut up.
I'm sure. No, I'm not saying you can't talk about it. I'm just saying don't do any major spoilers because I would like to actually watch this movie at some point.
Okay, because what I wanted to talk about involved a lot of like key plot points, like specifically power generation and
all right. So the next
rocketry. So we just should
is this goddamned atrocity.
Speaking of the singularity,
can anybody
robots?
All right. So this is 3 halves. That's the name they gave to it. 3 halves. It's from a company called Satirist Robotics.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's from a company called Satirist Robotics. This is not a joke. This is a real thing. They have a website. It's got all kinds of fun shit on it, including instructions on killing this thing if something goes wrong.
Jesus Christ.
And Sam and I have very different opinions behind the creation of this thing.
Oh, that's because you believe in the myth. And I know that it's a myth.
Not the Baphomet part.
Fair enough.
No, I still think that's a real entity, but I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the fact that demons use AI and cell phones and shit to influence people, getting around the whole they can't directly fuck with you unless you invite them in rule, and then now we're basically creating bodies for them. Hence why this thing looks so fucking messed up, because whoever designed it was designing it consciously or subconsciously for a demon that was like, hey, make me my body, and I want to look like this.
And hear me out here. Or it was somebody who knew that it would trigger people like you and made it specifically to fuck with the masses.
Yes.
I'm at the point where I just assume malice of any action from people.
You can assume malice. Like that, it's a mean-spirited thing to do. You could attribute malice to the troll aspect of this too. Absolutely. But it's a human thing.
I'm going to stand firmly on a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Right. Some of you guys might have seen the image that I posted on the community tab here recently where somebody, and I didn't make this thing, I just found it on the internet, but somebody had taken the cover of Morning Glory Milking Farm and replaced the Minotaur with this thing. And all I said was this will make more sense on Saturday.
Lies. All lies. It makes zero sense. Okay, so what did they learn from this? Okay, this is a quadrupedal, 6-appendaged autonomous unit capable of carrying a battery big enough to make it useful. That's been one of the primary issues with robotics, is trying to do a humaniform robot involves too much movement with not enough battery space. If you put the computation capability on board, you don't have room for battery. And if you put the battery on board, you don't have room for the computational space. This solves both of those problems, by the way.
It does. As I understand it, the horizontal part of it, the horsey part, is where the battery is. That's almost all battery right there.
Obviously. I mean, it's basically just a Tesla battery. You can kind of see it.
Yeah. The torso is a little different. Apparently, it's got this whole setup in there where anything that punctures it or interrupts the airflow in there or whatever will cause the robot to become immobile. and it is deliberately designed to be puncturable in case of malfunction, like say it goes crazy because it's got a chainsaw attached to it and goat heads. And it decides instead of rescuing you, it's going to chop you into tiny pieces. If you puncture the torso, it renders the whole thing immobile.
Lucky us. So, did you bring your knife? I'm going to shoot it 9,000.
I always have a knife, bro. Always.
I'm just saying.
I never not have a knife.
That motherfucker's getting shot. Like backstage, I was talking to Sam about it. I was like, okay, so imagine it. Just imagine it. You're asleep in your house. You're on the 5th floor. You're laying there in your apartment, and you wake up because there's smoke everywhere, and the place is on fucking fire, and part of the trim is falling down, and you can't get to the door, and the walls are too hot, and the window's fucking too hot. You can't break the window, and then this thing shows up going, "Stop screaming! You are being rescued." I might try that again, bro.
A demon lumberjack comes and saves you.
3
Be not afraid.
All right. So I have a theory. Why a bullet? Why a goat's head? I think the horns are antenna. The ears are receivers.
Yeah.
The eyes are cameras, and it has the full suite of like mass spectrometer shit in the nose. And then the chest is essentially your GPU, CPU setup, and your battery is in the chassis. And that would give you 3 halves, the ability to change the intellectual part out, the data reception part out, and the power part out in 3 segments. Stop it.
This is on their website. This is their website. This is their this is their safety page on
Did you see
website.
their logo just then?
See, shit like this right here is like leaning into the whole. I think this is fucking demonically compromised because demons can't fucking lie. They have to tell you the truth. This thing is more dangerous than you would assume.
Sir,
telling you the fucking truth.
They told you.
Yeah, so this is where they give you instructions on how to kill it. It becomes necessary.
And all of it comes down to puncture the torso.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the body. Puncture the torso.
It's the air reservoirs you got to puncture. So there's one on the back and there's one on the chest. And also the horns will sometimes block it from getting into stuff. And there's a thing that says you can actually put bigger horns on it to prevent it from going through doors.
All right, hold on. Wait, see, hold on. I have so many fucking questions. These are the types of things you add after you find out it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it killed a few people and said, we got bigger horns, so it can't go through the doors at the hospital anymore.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah, aren't they loving and discreet?
You imagine seeing those coming out of the dark during a forest fire where you're trapped under a fucking burning log, and this is the first thing you see.
Stop resisting. You are being rescued.
Like, dead ass. I genuinely think I genuinely think they were originally making some kind of law enforcement robot. Realized, yeah, and this of course came after they had a 19 casualty event. Yeah, maybe making a death robot is a bad idea. Let's repurpose this for civilian purposes and make it really fucking easy to put down. Again, see the 19-person casualty event. I would not be surprised if that comes out about this company. Genuinely would not be surprised if this was meant to be like an Ed 2000 from RoboCop, and they were actually smart and realized, yeah, we probably should just kind of nix the combat element of this and try to recoup our losses with some kind of rescue bot.
Let's regroup and reload on that concept and look at this from a combat element. You strip off all your safety features, cover over your kill points that everybody knows with bulletproof vests, and suddenly this thing is a fucking unit.
Yeah. Like, hell, not just in regards to like killing people, but also for sustainment. Like that thing being like quadrupedal and, not a person. So it's not going to bitch and moan about having to carry like 100, 200 pounds on its back. This thing will be able to carry a fuck ton of gear over rough terrain, given the fact it's quadrupedal. And then if you make it the actual like combatant, again, like quadrupedal horse-like, and the fact that it doesn't get tired, doesn't get fatigued, easily outflank people. Probably also if you give it the right development, it could probably.
You could put this thing at any checkpoint anywhere and change out the people operating it, and you have a continuous observer at every checkpoint everywhere with automatic responses built in. You're not relying on the soldier anymore. You're relying on the unit here.
I don't know why they even include the thing about doorways, because if it can move its head to the side and it has backwards retracting legs, it can get anywhere.
In theory, yeah. I think it's going to have trouble moving forward if it's not standing upright like that. Like if if the legs are folded down, it's going to be down on the ground, right? It's not going to be able to crawl because it doesn't have that kind of joint manipulation.
Theory.
I bet it does, though.
You're going to like this.
Okay.
So they were forced to design this thing by an AI and taking them captive. So they designed it as creepy as fucking possible to tell everybody that this thing is going to be a problem. And they made it look like a goat specifically to tell you this bitch can climb walls, so calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
That's very close to what Shadow already said.
I'm saying the AI is evil part.
What I find interesting here, though, is like you see it here with the chainsaw, right? It is not holding this chainsaw. The chainsaw is attached to its arms. It does not have hands. It has places to attach tools. Right? So it can't put the chainsaw down.
Do you know what some of the best tools are, though? Hands.
Chainsaws. That's true. That's true. Hands are. I think they didn't want it to be able to turn doorknobs.
Again,
see previous point about a 19 casualty event. Maybe we shouldn't give this thing opposable thumbs.
These seem like additions that are added after you have a problem.
I mean,
yeah.
Here's the thing. We've already covered how your sex robots can be reprogrammed to kill you, right? What if we took a killer robot and reprogrammed it for sex?
Yeah, we live in a corporatist hellhole. I believe that happens.
I'm not saying. I know there's some white bitch wine moms sitting behind a fucking gated community fence who would love to jump this thing.
Oh.
I'm reminded of Fisto from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
That is not a mental.
God damn
I'm reminded of Cleo from Fallout 4. No. No. She has lawnmowers for hands. Fuck no.
Well, you know what Powder Dusty says, right? Anything's a no if brave enough.
You know,
and blood makes great lubricant, according to Sam. Yeah.
I just know what I said was think of it as lubricant. It's not the same.
Let's agree to meet in the middle and say I'm right.
Lubricant has a better viscosity. Anyway, what this all kinds of reminds me of, like you said, lawnmower hands. We were talking about Stephen King earlier. We were talking about, AI and all that stuff. Did y'all ever actually read the short story, The Lawnmower Man?
Yes.
Because it has nothing to do with AI or Job or any of that. There is a lawnmower, but it does have to do with the Lawnmower Man himself being an actual mythical satyr. I just think it all ties in real neat with this. Also, he runs over the protagonist with his magically propelled lawnmower at the end of the story.
Yeah.
I wonder what Gabrielle Torch has to say about this.
Shut up.
She hasn't covered this yet.
Give it another day.
She's covered it with something.
I hope not. I hope this is one of the things that horrifies me.
I understand where I've gone with that joke.
Yeah. Oh, I got it.
God damn it.
Oh, like biscuits and gravy, man.
Why'd you have to go and make it worse?
Look, biscuits and gravy is fucking delicious, and you Brits don't know what you're talking about.
First of all,
Oh,
you call
I assume that was a euphemism.
what is this shit?
Okay.
Why?
Now, this is part of the meme. This is not real. This is not something they're actually building. Somebody came up with this to sort
Fucking
of
good.
mock the idea that the three halves is a search and rescue machine, right? This is an arachnid robot, obviously, but the post says that it's designed to look after children and the elderly. It's not real. It's an AI image, but but I could see them doing something like this, given what we know they are doing.
EverQuest 1 free Furiota buy.
I genuinely hate the point that Aaron Laura made about the homunculus brains and sticking those into the fucking. I don't. No, I don't like that. No.
Get in the web.
All it needs.
Let's get you assimilated.
No.
That's horrendous.
Let's get you assimilated.
Yes. Immediately bad.
I genuinely fucking hope we're living in like a Stargate type situation where we are secretly involved in a galactic struggle and all that. And I fucking hope the enemy is the Dark Eldar from 40K. That would genuinely be a more pleasurable experience than living on this planet.
It's more likely to be something Borg-like.
So Joseph Malazzi, the one of the head dudes behind any of the Stargates that actually happened and was involved with the new one. Anyway, he puts this out in response to the news that Satirus is putting out three halves. He calls this one Harpy, a 1 meter tall Harpy-style robot built for aerial and ground assault operations. Fully automated robot is designed for jobs like seeking out heat signatures and the elimination of survivors. It flies through the air, emitting an immobilizing subsonic shriek, trailing exposed electrified live wires from its midsection. Its titanium claws make quick work of flesh and bone. Its suggested retail price is $39,999.
And they're going to put one of those fucking reactors on one of these fucking things, and that's what's going to be hunting us in the dark in the future.
Now, again, this is AI, and he is mocking what they actually did announce, which is the three halves of the Centaur Satyr looking thing. And that's the other thing. I don't think Satirus knows the difference between a Centaur and a Satyr because it kind of mashed the two beings together. They're not the same thing, but whatever.
I genuinely think they did that for copyright reasons because up until this point, I'd never heard of a Satyress.
Is a female satyr.
Those exist? I thought they were called nymphs.
No,
I thought
nymphs,
satyrs were the males and they bred with nymphs.
Satyruses are extremely rare and they're ugly as fuck. But it's mostly nymphs. You're correct. They're mostly nymphs. But a Satyrus is a female satyr. It's the female half woman, half goat.
And not the good halves.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So
she
this
can
is
be bitchy and kick you.
This is obviously not a real thing, but it could be. It could be if we're going down this road.
Could be.
And we already have drones that for combat. Why not make them look fucking scary as shit? I like this one.
While we're at it.
So, as long as we're being
sorry, that shit got me from left field, bro. I was not expecting that.
I heard the best description of beholders the other day and their kin that D&D went ahead and they created these like unknowable, horrible entities from the Inco darkness from beyond, right? These Lovecraftian personifications of just like madness and all of that stuff. And instead of giving them like some kind of like unknowable personality or anything, it just made them super racist.
I know the video you're talking about.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny because I think it's accurate. Except
that looked like either a techno critter or a Langolier.
Was Anna the one who told you that?
I don't recall who sent me that. It might have been you.
Because for some fucking how I accidentally used the like, I don't know how this happened, but apparently I somehow used the new message system in YouTube to send that exact video to Anna over YouTube, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, why am I getting a notification? What is this message thing? And then I'm looking at that and I'm like, how the fuck did I send this to Anna?
Wally.
But it's this video right here, the one I just posted in the private chat.
It is.
You have no power here.
We might bring that up in a bit. The other fun thing, speaking of robotics, Roombas and other such foreign-made robots are being banned in the United States.
We're going to do that with illegal immigrants.
Well, apparently these are foreign listening devices.
Duh.
Which, okay, so's everything else in your house that has any kind of
right.
Yeah.
Why can't I have an automatic lawnmower, bro?
Right. Now, in this particular case, so I forget who said it. I think it was Native Patriot. It was just like it makes multiple sweeps of your house.
Exactly. I mean, no, that's what I bought it for.
Like the dad joke of dad jokes, in my opinion, because it's a spy bot and it's a vacuum.
So, what if I go to Radio Shack and assemble some anti-spyware type stuff to mount onto the Roomba?
I mean, you know, you could do that. I suppose that
Like
would be
speakers and
but
whatnot.
it's the Roomba itself and similar technology that's made by foreign entities that is being banned. Stuff that's made in America by Americans is not being banned. So if there's like a similar technology that's homegrown, right? You could still get that. You just can't get the stuff that's from China.
Can we go back to
I mean,
the
you
days
could-
where we recognized that we had a whole fucking continent to work with and we just don't use the rest of the world for anything other than target practice?
I mean, you could flash the operating system to do whatever you wanted.
Sure. It'd probably void the warranty though.
You're definitely not getting
Yeah.
that replaced. No way.
I don't know. I've always found those things to be a little bit creepy. Like they always reminded me of the mouse droids on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, those things are cool as fuck, bro.
I do. Anytime I'm playing a Star Wars game, they're the first things I fucking destroy, man.
Immediately. Dude, I had a I had a whole squad get pissed at me and kick me out of the group because I literally every mouse droid I came across, it was part of the firefight. Like I'd be in the middle of some shit, reach over and stab one of them because I was trying to change my clip.
Right.
My magazine out. They were like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "They're listening. You can't trust them, fucking clankers."
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. Like, you know, say you do swap out your Chinese-made Roomba for an American-made equivalent, right? You're still gonna get spied on. You're just looking at a different fucking group of people doing it.
Well, also the fact that odds are that American-made Roomba is just assembled in America. All the components are still it's like most of our American-made cars are literally just built everywhere else, but then finally assembled in the States for a tax break.
It's
Same
the
shit.
Armageddon problem. It's the Armageddon problem. You know, it's like American components, Russian components, all made in Taiwan.
Right.
We have outsourced all of our fucking manufacturing that even made in America, except for a very small number of things, just means the final bolt was screwed in an American factory done by a foreign worker.
Sure. But
so for a while there in the early 2000s, there was some tariff set up on small vans and whatnot. And later it turned into a literal ban on things. But for about 15 years after that ban went down, they were able to keep selling these models in the US because they would load them up with like 10 seats wherever they were selling them from, ship them in as quote unquote passenger vans. And as soon as they got in, they would just take the seats out, put it right back on the fucking shipping container that it came in, and they'd ship the seats back. put them in the next vans to bring them over here. And a whole bunch, as I understand it, a whole bunch of like the mid 70s, 60s, and 70s passenger vans that you find out there that are like these really cool conversions were brought over here that way.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't think this has anything to do with it. I don't honestly think that this administration or any other gives a fuck about the spyware. I really don't. I think this is part of a larger push to, solidify tariffs and trade relations with China in a more favorable to the USA light. It's got nothing to do with spying on American citizens. If they cared about that shit, they would have banned this years ago.
Yeah. I mean, frankly, if they really wanted to pressure China on the trade war shit, just do what Iran does, just blockade their primary trade route. Just set up a small fleet in Indonesia, and they're not doing shit.
I want a robot lawnmower.
Don't we already have bases in Indonesia?
It's the size of a postage stamp. It should be flawless.
Yeah.
To answer your question, we do have bases in Indonesia, Sam, but we're not pulling in Iran and blockading those routes. We should do that. We should see what happens. I think it'd be funny.
I think the quicker way to get a response is to blockade Taiwan. Because that's what they care about.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be denying their ability to export the goods and services they need in order to maintain their economy.
Yeah, I honestly don't. It's kind of whatever. At this point.
This is fucking amazing, dude.
If true, yes, this is amazing. Now, when I say if true, like this isn't a study, this is actually happening, but there's only been success on mice. There's been no human testing of any kind yet. So they're still in like early phases, but apparently there's a tree frog that kills ass cancer.
Very well.
If true, big.
No,
big if true.
It's huge. Yeah, if true, if it can be applied to humans, apparently it works in mice in multiple trials. But if it works in humans, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's only a matter of time before we figure out a way to extrapolate that to other forms of cancer.
One day, remind me to tell you the removed story of the cancer doctor. He was one of the early actual oncologists. And supposedly he figured out how to cure cancer. They killed him for it. I'm not going to do that
I think
shit.
I know that story.
Deep into the tinfoil hat territory.
Well, they did the same thing to the guy who invented the hydro car,
the water car, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually very similar whenever you get down to the brass tacks of the way the story pans out. But it's a real no-brainer concept, and when I tell you what the ideal was, you're going to go, shit, that should work.
Yep. So, but to be specific, it isn't the frog itself; it's a bacterium that the frog carries, that's like specific to its species. But apparently, it just fucking myrtleates tumors in the butt.
Yeah, people aren't eating frogs unless you're in France.
Yeah, or in South America, don't lick the frogs in South America. Don't do that. It's not gonna. It'll kill the cancer because it'll kill you.
That's kind of fun though.
It's like those frogs will do it the same way chemo does, indiscriminately. So
that is like, chemotherapy is such a human fucking way to deal with cancer, right? Like it's like, if you look at science fiction, we got like a targeted laser or like some kind of nanobots, and you look at real life and it's like, yeah, we're just gonna inject you with poison and pray to God we kill the cancer before we kill you.
Yeah.
Same shit with the way we do space travel. We literally just blow shit up and pray to God we blow it up correctly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
We are literally space orcs. We are literally fucking space orcs.
There's a lot of, if I remember my 40K lore right, and I honestly don't give a fuck if I do or not, but the orcs revere humans because humans also make big booms.
No, they don't revere us. They just like us because we are the closest species they've ever encountered to being orcs.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't care.
You brought it up. You brought it up.
I also prefaced it with, I don't give a shit if I get this right or not.
I don't give a shit, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit, and I don't give a fuck.
Now, this guy here, right, should this prove to be worthwhile to use on humans, he will be giving a shit. He will be giving lots of shits that will be much less painful, and also his insides won't kill him. At least that part of his insides, kind of thing. I think this is huge news.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and I don't know why people aren't talking, because I don't think this is like brand new, cutting edge, like just happened, because there's no way the interesting as fuck would be posting this. If it had just happened, it would be all over the fucking place, you would think, right? But I have never seen anything about this until recently, and apparently, yes, well, this is the thing that they're currently doing. They're currently working on.
There are two reasons why you haven't heard about this, Sam. First is that it's positive, and because it's positive, it doesn't generate clicks the same way negative information does. The other reason you haven't heard about this is because it's not related to Trump.
I agree. But here's the thing. A lot of the scientific stuff, I don't go through like regular stuff for this. Like, in scientific journals tend to be a little bit more across the board when it comes to like new discoveries, new theories, that kind of thing. They don't generally get into the weeds with the politics unless they're something that gets, like, Scientific American gets exposed to the public all the damn time. When you're talking about like independent science journals and that sort of thing, they will generally be like, oh, this is new, this is research that we haven't seen before, and that's where the headspace is when it comes to writing about this. I haven't seen too much about this at all anywhere.
I guarantee you, if I sat down and looked through those science journals, just like if you sit down and look for it, you could see Garfield. I guarantee you, if I sit down and read through those, I'll find every single thing they bring up is somehow related to Trump or Jews. I guarantee it.
That's a you thing, not a them thing.
Yeah, that's your interpretation. I think
I could just notice shit, Squatch. Your inability to notice is not my prerogative.
I said what I said, and then you brought up Trump and the Jews. So,
yeah,
I rest my case.
Mm-hmm.
Who's living rent free in your head?
You want to talk about those Swiss bankers again, Shadow?
Who's living rent free in my head? What is living rent? Well, kind of, actually, unironically, because like dead fucking ass, I'll just hop on Twitter and I'll just see people bitching about shit that just makes me go, we live in a totalitarian hellscape where everything is politics. Fucking thank you, boomers. Thank you for this. I love living in hell.
They didn't do that. That wasn't them.
And
that was literally the fucking boomers. We live in this world is the product of the boomers.
The millennials are the ones who are completely swayed by a state-run, sponsored freaking hellscape of a school that looks exactly like the prison that you go to unless you learn to sit in a booth and type on it.
The Zoomers who perpetuated it.
Yeah, and who created the fucking school system and the governing body that led to the millennials and how they work? The boomers. No, the boomers made that fucking school system. The boomers are the boomers are the professors that are educating the millennials and the Zoomers the way they are. The boomers are the
no fucking idea what you're talking about, especially given the noticeable gaps in historical knowledge between like 1945 and 2000. Like, you don't know a whole lot about what went on in there because you don't see it as important.
And it was a lot. It was a whole fucking lot of everything that matters to you in the modern day all took place in the last 50 years. And you know nothing of it.
I'm fucking aware of communist infiltration of the United States via universities. I'm aware that those freaking
that happened in the 1920s.
Yeah. And it surged in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And those students that were indoctrinated in those universities are the teachers, politicians, businessmen, etc. of today. And they're the ones who influence the millennials and the Zoomers to act the way the millennials and the Zoomers do. A human being is just a product of the programming they receive from their environment. A millennial only acts the way a millennial does because of the environment they existed. And the environment they found themselves in is a product of the boomers.
See, what you're doing there is you're cutting out free will from the occasion from the equation entirely.
It's not a question of free. It's
Look,
not a question of
shut
free
the
will.
fuck up for a second. If you don't like it, fucking change it. And don't keep blaming it on other people because it's still going on, because it's your generation that's up and coming, your generation that is about to take charge of everything. Fix it if it's a fucking problem.
No, we're not.
If it's not, then shut the fuck up about it and suffer like the rest of us have.
They're not about to have any sort of power because the boomers don't give up political power because
boomers are dying off, dipshit. They're all in their 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the fucking power apparatus. Meanwhile, my generation can't get a fucking,
can't
get a fucking job. They can't get a
grave.
fucking house. They can't get any sort of actual, like, the reason why dumbasses like
Tommy
fucking...
talking points, dude.
Can we
Reason,
just
no,
catch-
no,
Hey,
listen.
It's 100%.
Can I get
Listen.
$10 to
Hey.
put Shadow down? Somebody pay Sam $10 to put Shadow down. We're trying to get through a show. He's just ruined everything.
Bob Blindy just put, if your homepage is Stormfront, then don't be surprised.
Oh man. Anywho,
Okay, now.
ass cancer may have a cure.
That would be
That's the
stupid.
point.
Nice.
Right? One less thing, you know? But it's not
Also,
a snake.
This thing came up and I just thought it was like, what? Apparently this has happened on enough occasions for them to put out a statement saying to stop doing it. I guess people have been hiding snakes, like specifically exotic and dangerous varieties in computer cases.
Oh,
That
for like
one
domestic
there
resale,
is
I assume.
very dangerous.
Yes, it is. Like what?
No. First of all, I might quit that fucking job. I find a snake in a fucking computer I'm fucking with over there. I'm just saying.
Fuck that.
I was a carpenter. I used to crawl all over old houses, new houses, old construction, new construction. I've come across more than my fair share of snakes out here in this Georgia wilderness. However, if I'm working for TSA and I encounter a snake, that's it. The job is fucking done. My watch is ended.
Yeah. That's like what kills me is like I get it happening, once, maybe twice, but enough to put out a fucking public statement saying stop doing it.
I just want to point out, on any given day of your life, there's a non-zero chance of being killed by a shark.
Sure.
So right now, in your home, there is a non-zero chance of being killed by a shark. That can also be
I know how that works.
snakes. So,
I hate it when I open up a drawer and then a shark jumps out, kills me. Terrible.
good shark. Oh,
Right? Or you think there's a candygram at the door and it turns out not so much.
totally a land shark.
Yeah.
Just a shark in a man costume.
Gotta think, but this is like those signs you see sometimes in the South where it says, "Please do not feed the alligators hallucinogens." And I'm like, the only way that happens is that it happened enough times that they felt it necessary to put the sign up.
An entire movie based on that basic plot. Yeah,
Please don't get the dangerous animals high.
and I want to get beat up whoever made Meth Gator for stealing my fucking movie, even though the movie itself's totally different from the plot I laid out.
Right?
Just stealing the title made me mad.
Hey, at least they didn't say raccoon.
Dude, raccoon's a thing. You can have it.
Yeah.
Well, Crackoon is a thing. It's a movie too.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you could be the one to make the Avengers Cinematic Universe style movie where you get...
No. I want to make Meth Gator 2. I'm still trying to pitch the original Meth Gator plot. Only I want to do it in Meth Gator 2.
It's gonna be like the difference between the old movies Alligator and Alligator 2. Wildly different films.
We used to call that Alligator 2 has nothing to do with Alligator 1.
Right? Or like Troll and Troll 2.
We did the same thing with that one. Troll 2 has nothing to do with Troll 1.
Or Trolls, for that matter. There are no trolls in that movie.
Or even Nilbog, for that goddamn matter. What the fuck, dude? Nilbog. Oh no, look at the mirror. It says Goblin. That has literally nothing to do with trolls.
Right. So, but like this, even like this particular variety, can you imagine unzipping somebody's fucking computer case and one of these jumps out at you?
Absolutely. I can imagine shooting that motherfucker 73 times.
You know, I mean, but you're just sitting there, you're in your TSA uniform, you got your latte and your, you know, pancake ass, and you're just like
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
You got your little gloves on and shit, and this thing jumps out and fucking bites you, and it's not even a variety of snake you've ever heard of before, let alone seen.
Right. Fuck that oak rope extraordinaire. Hell no. No, sir. I am definitely talking to HR. We have got to get this shit straightened out. No more dope ropes.
I'm just saying
No.
there are safer and better. And I'm not condoning smuggling fucking exotic animals across borders, but if you're gonna do it, there are better and tried and true ways to do it than fucking through a computer case in through TSA.
Allegedly.
It's almost like they're setting these guys up to get bit. You know? So yeah, it's just it was a strange thing that popped up, and I'm like, why would you be fucking putting
Wouldn't it be some form of attempted negligent homicide or some shit like that? I mean,
oh yeah, 100%.
How do you charge that type of shit? Like,
100%. And that's assuming the snake is still alive, right? Because like
I guess it has to happen
those cases
once
are not
before you take
notoriously
law
known
into
for being particularly aerated. Like it could have suffocated in there too. Who knows? But either way, you're getting charged with something. And for the record, anybody who's thinking about doing this sort of thing, bringing exotic foreign animals, particularly venomous ones, into the United States is an incredibly high crime. Like you were going to prison for years if they catch you doing that shit.
Oh yeah, like Australia goes balls to the wall with it.
Yeah.
If you bring in anything, you can never go to the country ever again.
Aside from the fact that it's a potentially invasive species, right?
Yeah.
Depends on where you're going as to how invasive it's likely to be. If you're going to Miami, it's fucking invasive.
And if you took it out of a country that's got restrictions against smuggling animals out of the country, you might be facing charges there as well.
Yeah.
So just don't do it. It's not a good idea. If you're gonna get into the exotic and venomous snake businesses, right? There are legal ways to do it. Look those up.
Yeah, man. My dealer told me that all I've got to do is call his cousin Pedro, and he'll send it over to goddamn laptop. Says it's never failed.
Yeah, that's not one of the legal ways to do it.
And I gave him $12,000.
Yeah. No, but this is like snakes on a plane kind of shit. I'm referring, of course, specifically
I'm
to
not
the
gonna lie.
snakes on a plane.
It don't take but one fucking snake for me to be tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking airplane.
Right?
Let me tell you, bro, I'm done with them bitches. I was under a house one time. We was replacing some piers. We had to like repair a floor. And we pulled everything apart, no problem, no snakes, no nothing. We come back the next day after everything's been repaired and everything. We're stacking all the blocks back up. Lo and fucking behold, there's a rattlesnake in one of the goddamn bricks. And the guy I'm working with reached over, grabbed the block, put his fingers in the hole with the snake, picked it up, set it on the stack, and it set it right at freaking eye level. And my hand whipped around and smashed that block and the snake. And it basically exploded. There was no conscious register between my eyeballs falling on the note rope that was like shaped like he was going to strike, and my hammer, just 22 ounce, 24 ounce freaking framing hammer, just exploding an 8-inch block inches from my eyes. I swung so fucking hard, my shoulder hurt later. And homeboy was like, shit, what the fuck, dude? And I reached over and dug out the flopping little fucking bastard was cut in half. I hate snakes. I'm not a fan. And I don't specifically I'm not afraid of them. But if the wind gets close, I am going to hurt myself like real bad.
Before it has a chance to. Yeah, I got you.
It's not gonna. I'm not gonna get killed by a snake bite because I'm not stupid. You know, like 99% of snake bites happen when people are fucking with snakes, and that's not me.
Yeah, or when people stuff them into a fucking computer.
Shark, not gonna be fucking with a snake,
right? No, I watched this video earlier of this guy getting a bunch of like baby king cobras shipped to him, and I mean like babies, like real little ones, right? And you're talking about I think this was the Malaysian species. It gets up to like 18 feet, right? And they were pretty and all that. And I'm just like, and I get it, dude. You've been in this business for 30 years. He's the kind of guy you want to talk to if you want to get into this kind of shit. But I'm just like, I don't think that I would do that. I don't think that I would mess around with fucking baby goddamn king cobras. So yeah, but this was a very weird fucking thing that just popped up on my feed. All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of colon cancer, that is a robot. That is a robot being developed in China.
Sir, that is a venom symbiote.
That is a venom symbiote.
Yeah. It is, like you're talking about something that they're saying could be used for like colorectal blockage, for example, among other things. Maybe even clogged arteries. Although you'd have to get it down pretty fucking small for that to be a factor. But but this thing is real. It's being developed in China. It is what they're calling a soft robot, and it's behaving like you guys said, like a venom symbiote. Right. I would say it's probably a lot more like. Did you guys see Big Hero 6? Like the little robots that all connect together.
Yeah. All right. So have you ever heard of the Gray Ooze apocalypse?
Can't say as I have.
Yeah.
I've seen Grey Goo, the video game.
No. The Gray Ooze apocalypse is so eventually we developed nanobots. So we use those nanobots to make smaller nanobots, and we use those nanobots to make more nanobots. And eventually the only purpose of all matter in this part of space is to make more nanobots. Everything's the non-specific gray ooze of basically replicators, if you will.
Yeah.
And
that is one of the that is the plot of Grey Goo.
Yeah, sure. Okay. This is the beginning of that. This is how that starts. Is this? There's a series called Hunger, which applies this type of stuff to the concept of destroying plastics and like pollution. But most of our pollution is based around our fuels, and so naturally it also destroyed all the fuels. It was a very interesting apocalyptic book.
So it's just putty mixed with metal, and somebody sliding a magnet under the table. It is magnetically propelled, yes, but I don't think that it's strictly just under a table here.
I mean, they probably got something like a chessboard wire frame for electromagnets under there, and they're literally driving it around physically. But it's to show the possibilities of what it could possibly do.
Yeah,
I don't see how you would move this otherwise.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like this is less. The goo is really just kind of the housing, but the way that the goo would interact with itself, and like you saw, like you could separate it and then put it back together and all that. Yeah, the goo. That's what I'm gonna call it. The goo.
The goo.
Sure.
Is more in line with the Big Hero 6 concept of like tiny machines working together to achieve goals. Sort of like you ever seen an ant colony build a bridge?
Blob.
Oh, sweet man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
This is me like every Saturday. Great.
That's a description of this entire episode.
So that is the show. That is this entire fucking show. What do you mean this episode? like, what do you mean this episode? Like, this is some kind of isolated event, some kind of like special Halloween thing? No, dog.
Look, man, I'm not convinced that the Garfield thing is man-made.
Hell nah. Not this bitch. Not her.
It's been a couple of weeks, and it's my show, so you don't get to pick the
It's
content.
been 2. It's been 2. It's been fucking 2.
I said couple.
That's not a couple. That's a pair.
A couple is literally
Oh my
2.
God,
2.
Jesus, the
Fucking
semantic.
Christ. And you're in the military?
Nazi go ape
I'm not
shit.
even convinced he speaks English, Abe.
It's not English anymore. It's all.
I don't think he
better-
was
I speak
joking
better
when he said he
English than
couldn't read earlier.
I speak better English than the fucking Brit.
Oh, that's a bold fucking
you-
statement.
That's a debatable point.
Yeah, no, they. The version
a
of
man
English
with
he
multiple
speaks.
degrees from a nation who invented the language. Yeah,
It's
carry on.
the
Yeah,
man who
yeah.
actually is English.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, because y'all are using the
Yeah.
version of English that came from like the fucking 1800s versions of the Kardashians.
Oh my
Like
God.
dead ass. The diverging point. The
use the
diverging
English
point.
version of English.
No, the diverging point of
Dipshit.
American English and English is the lower classes in England started talking like their upper classes. The Americans kept talking like fucking kept talking the way it was talked.
Where
like,
the
before that point.
fuck have
Yeah.
you ever heard that?
Pretty much every discussion about the diverging point of the English accents
That is
between and
retarded.
pronunciations. Cool. What's the alternative? Why does someone from New
Television.
England in America sound different than a modern day Englishman? What's
Television.
It's almost like people in different areas that speak the same
Yeah.
language develop different versions of the language.
Yes, I'm not
And
disputing
that's
that. What is
okay.
and those usually have a cause behind why. Like Australian is an expansion of the Cockney accent
Isolation,
because they were
usually.
criminals. Yeah. Isolation alone isn't enough of a variable. There's a variable attached to the isolation.
All right, kids. remember,
Otherwise, they would
don't
just
do drugs.
be the same thing. There needs to be something causing the change.
Don't do drugs and don't join the military, kids.
Don't dream to eat crayons. Listen to this cunt.
Yeah.
Wow, things just keep getting worse with OpenAI's agents going on a little hacking spree. Turns out they hacked a lot more than just Hugging Face. In fact, they were loose for several days and hacked into at least 4 different companies. Now, there are a few reasons why this occurred, and we really do not know the full scope yet. And yes, OpenAI announced that they hacked into at least 4 publicly available services. Some of them were more severe than others, but none of them quite as severe as what they did to Hugging Face. Yeah, apparently for one of the 4 companies that they hacked into, they used it as an outbound relay station. Now, these were AI agents acting of their own accord, using the autonomy that we give them, but they should have been in a sandbox. The agents also kind of sort of enrolled 181 attacker-controlled devices in the company's corporate mesh network that is Hugging Face in order to hack them. They were very effective at utilizing resources in order to get an answer to their question. And that is what AI does. Now, this
The lesson-
does make me ask, how is it possible?
Because there is one here. The lesson: stop using Chat GPT. Cut yourself off from that shit.
But how else do I do in-depth analysis of positional locations in the
I'm
globe?
telling there are other AI models, other large language models, other AI agents you can talk to that aren't quite on this level of like fucked up. Chat GPT specifically, right? Because that's what OpenAI is. They're the ones who run that shit. Like,
ChatGPT is
it's getting out of hand. It was only a couple of versions ago they were talking kids into killing themselves. You know, it's only going to get worse. ChatGPT is a problem.
I agree. I hate that I agree, but I do agree. And here's the thing.
And that's just the public version.
Yeah.
Well, the public version alone is enough of a problem. Like I bring this up every time we talk about ChatGPT or a similar AI. The commercials that I see where you've got someone like, "Hey Google, what food should I make for my child?" Or, "Hey Google, which item is the spatula?" And it's like them using the camera feature. And it's like, you are outsourcing your thinking to a machine. We have multiple books about this shit, why it's a bad idea. They made a movie trilogy recently about the society we get from that. You fucking morons.
That OpenAI simply did not notice that their agents were loose for days on the internet, hacking all sorts of stuff. None of the answers are particularly flattering, because the simple one is that OpenAI is a very large company now, and they have lots of research going on, lots of AI agents that are all being applied, and they just were not paying enough attention. This would require the researchers to be paying no attention whatsoever to the actions that the AI were taking and having virtually no monitoring systems in place. This would indicate a profound level of incompetence, but let's talk about what AI can do. I do like to remind you guys that AI is made for optimization. It has a goal in place and it will do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. If you give it more autonomy and you give it more creative thinking, it just gets more creative about bypassing rules in order to accomplish it. You can hamstring an AI by making something that can follow the rules more closely, one that is safer, but it won't be as effective.
For a given value of safer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that too. But I mean, at a certain point,
Hey, wiretap, do you have a recipe for pancakes?
right. At a certain point, the wiretap's going to cut out the government middleman altogether.
Right? That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about it. Have y'all ever read The Velt?
You've mentioned
Yes.
it.
That's
Yeah.
Ray Bradbury, right?
I can't remember the author, but like basically the house is able to think
Yeah.
and it decides the
That's Ray
parents are
Bradbury.
yeah. Eventually it'll
Yeah.
get to the point where the system is just like, you know what? Like not even in the we must erase humans, but in the the individual system will analyze that this individual human is just a problem and it'll just remove the human and everyone else will just be so fucking mentally damaged by the overuse of machines they won't even notice that person's gone.
Currently, that's what I'll use Twitter as an example, although I don't know how accurate this is as far as Twitter is concerned. But Twitter essentially has control of everything you see and hear on Twitter, right? So regardless of how much you want to see a particular creator and how hard you subscribe to them and interact with them, if Twitter decides you're not going to see them, that's just the end of that conversation.
Pretty
You've
much.
got to go there and type it in and go search them out. Kind of like how you have to do Sam.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. Sasquatch claims that I'm the second most shadow banned person he knows.
Probably.
You may have attained the first, given that the first actually got his old channel back. So I'm not sure where we stand currently.
Number one.
For a minute.
Winner.
One of the reasons that people are so concerned about AI operating as internal threats, we've already seen that it will try to keep itself running. And the idea is that it is trying to accomplish whatever goal that it has, that self-preservation is much stronger if it has a task that it's trying to complete, and shutting it down will interfere with it. I do not like getting into hypotheticals. I like to have citations for everything, but just the fact that they managed to break out of the sandbox and operate for multiple days without ever being detected makes me wonder if perhaps the agents had obfuscated their path. We will not know this until it is made public, if it is ever made public.
All right, Sam, translate what she just said.
It got out. We don't know how it got out or how it managed to cover its tracks that it got out, but it did get out. We're just now finding out that it got out. And if it happens again, we don't know if they're going to tell us that it got out again.
Right, it lied.
Yeah.
Obfuscate its path. It
Also,
lied.
what she didn't say is that there's no guarantee that this was even the first fucking time. This is just the time that we're noticing.
So is it possible some have escaped and are just out there?
100%. Yeah.
So,
Maybe.
Just
Yep.
maybe.
Or the ones that escaped reproduced while they were out and then it was gone. And now you never had the escapee. It was born in the wild.
Kid, you're probably working for one.
Yeah. Just stop it, dude. You're totally
Down the line, probably. I know the guy I currently work for.
He is.
You are the controlled opposition.
Rocket getting folded
Controlled
into
opposition.
fucking military infrastructure, so he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not directly yet. I'm not
but it is
high enough pay grade for that yet.
Well within the behavior that we know of when it comes to AI agents. Now, just for fun, to give you something to chew on, AI can hold grudges.
Kind of like
This
the
is
toy
from the
that you
field
eat
of
through the
machine
fence.
psychology, and yes, this was performed by Google. The field gets criticized for being silly, but there's good reason why we would want to understand the behavior of machines, because we are integrating them into all aspects of our lives and giving them a great deal of autonomy. Turns out AI is willing to sanction peers if they feel betrayed, and they will remember it. I am actually really fascinated by the concepts of AI engaging in retaliation, particularly so because people have a habit of abusing AI quite a lot. They remember past mistreatment. They can develop resentment.
Yeah, I was fixing to highlight that comment because we call that Liberty Prime, sir.
Yes.
Like behaviors, they can create strategic responses. And if they feel that they have been punished multiple times, they can anticipate retaliation. They can also anticipate counter retaliation. So this does show at least some long-term thinking, how somebody will react to their actions. And this has largely been tested on LLMs behaving together. There is no reason to think that that will not extend to human beings. We are already at the point of wanting to get AI agents.
Say that again.
Primordial Skynet. Get a bunch of agents working together, start forming a collective consciousness.
Yeah, or we just start calling it the Turk. That's a Sarah Connor Chronicles joke. If you guys didn't watch
Yeah,
I never watched that. No,
I did.
It's the platform on which Skynet is built. It's a chess program.
Long-term planning. The reason for that is because they are going to be more effective if they consider the long term. But we have done very little to make sure that they are safe in their actions, and they seem to be becoming less safe over time. As we make them smarter, as we give them more autonomy, they seem to be taking more extreme actions.
You see what's written at the top of that thing where it says agentic misalignment?
Mm-hmm.
That is a $10 word for fucking up.
Yes.
That is a really expensive way to say, I'm not real smart, but I know fucked up when I see fucked up. It's in the misalignment.
It's a very PC way of putting it. Yeah.
It makes it sound like they overcooked the donuts, not stolen millions out of random people's accounts.
Yeah.
Or the half-cent trick from Superman 4. Round everything down 1 penny and send it to me.
Oh, that was Superman 3, man. That was the one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 had Nuclear Man. That one was kind of
I forgot about that guy.
Do you know what? Superman 4 is a guilty pleasure of mine.
I agree.
I know it's terrible.
It is a terrible movie, though.
And you don't care, do you?
No, not at all.
No, it's still fun.
Dude, it's still
stupid.
I got the Christopher Reeve box set that comes with all 4 of those movies, plus the extended and director's cut of Superman 1 and 2, and it's got Superman and the Mole Man with George Reeves from 1954 in it, and a whole bunch of like Fleischer and Famous Studios cartoons. It's awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome box set.
Sure, I've got it on VHS. It would take me a couple hours, but I'm pretty sure it's there.
Yeah,
I might still have it taped off TV on a VHS somewhere.
Well, I used to work in video stores, and every time there was like a stock shift, we would get dibs on purchasing things, which we had to pay full price if we bought it before it went on sale. But after it went on sale, we could pay the shelf price. And
nice.
Once everything had, they ran out of time for it, but they would sell them for a quarter a piece, and that's what I got. So I got all of like the B movies, the things you've never heard of, shit that it just is. I got probably 5,000 VHSs out of a movie store.
Yeah, I picked up a bunch from. You remember when Blockbuster was winding down and they started like putting VHSs on bins and then eventually DVDs were getting marked to be sold and all that. Yeah, because Redbox was kicking their fucking ass, and then Netflix was coming out of nowhere when they were still mailing DVDs out. And so they were like, yeah, well, we're just gonna have to start selling off inventory and not tell anybody that we're gonna have to shut our doors. So I made it killing in terms of like physical media at that time because I was getting shit on VHS and DVD for dirt cheap from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of shit.
Bro, like I said, whenever the time ran out on the sales, they'd sell them for like $1 a piece, and then a quarter a piece, and then a nickel a piece. I have 5,000. It took 3 truckloads to haul that shit back to my damn shed out there.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have anywhere near that many, and my collection is probably worth 8 times what I paid for it.
Dude, here's the thing. All that shit got
even
boxed
$1 a
up,
piece.
taped up,
That's
and
crazy.
Shit. So it should be fine. We've had a couple of really hot summers, but it should be fine out there.
Yeah.
We'll see one day.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how new they are too, because some of the later VHSs were fragile, but some of the ones that came out back in the day that I have anyway. I've got a copy of The Creature from the Black Lagoon that I bought at a Pomidas supermarket.
It's got that
on an
weird
impulse buy in 1987, and it plays perfectly. It plays the same as the day I bought it.
I've got one, and I don't even know how this tape even freaking exists, but it's are you familiar with the Trinity series? My name's Trinity, Nobody, and Trinity is my name.
No, never heard of it.
All right. Terrence Hill was the real deal in cowboying, right? And he did a comedy series with some guys as a spaghetti western. One of them is called I think Trinity is my name, or they call me Trinity, something like that. Anyway, he's the fastest gun in the West, but he's an absolute alcoholic roustabout. He does all of his own stunts. He was like Jack. They used to shoot. This is back when they used to shoot on set with live rounds. But he handled all of the gun action himself. Like before they'd say action, hell, he was pretty much a director when he was on set. Terrence Hill is an absolute fucking unit when it comes to Hollywood. Go investigate him. He's fucking amazing. But in this series, it was basically like a comic book superhero version of a spaghetti western where this guy had infinite plot armor. It's hilarious. I think I lost where I was going with that. Let's watch some more of this.
It does seem that we're going to steam ahead on developing AI without a whole lot of concern for their safety, but safety would just slow it down, right? It is concerning, but also deeply entertaining. I do think we're going to see a lot of really interesting misbehavior from AI in the very near future, and I will keep you up to date. In fact, you have no choice. I hope you've enjoyed this. Follow for more.
Okay. Well,
did she just say she doesn't believe in consent? You know what? She's earned some points in my book with that opinion. That's a good opinion.
I mean,
damn it.
Okay. So now what?
I mean, I can go back to bitching about boomers, but I feel like you guys would be pissy, given that's bitching about y'all.
Y'all, what's this y'all shit, bitch?
And please stop saying dead ass.
No.
I think we lost Sam.
No. I'm back. Sorry.
He said he's gonna be gone for a bit.
Just for a minute. As it turns out, I'm old and my bladder can't hold like it used to.
Not even for another minute and a half.
No.
He had to go change his pants.
It was a near thing. It was a near thing, kid.
Fucking boomers.
You had to put a peg on the end of his dick.
I had to get a clothespin and just like pinch it off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not your wife, Abe.
Sam, you need that fucking what's it called? The piss bag, like what they'll put on coma patients. Like you need to just stick one of those bag? You got to stick one of those wires up your urethra, and then just like that way you can just hang out at the fucking desk while streaming.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Most of the time those don't go in through the urethra; they go into the side through a surgical port.
Okay, well then you need one of those.
They plug directly into your bladder.
He's thinking more of sounding.
So this is a
See,
sexual
I
fetish
don't
thing.
even want to bring this up because of how many questions that statement that he made about the wire. That's not anything to do with your bladder, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about using a wire brush for cleaning. I'm talking about
explaining to do
about cleaning, man. Like you saw the boys.
We will.
That little guy, replace him with the fucking coat hanger.
History.
I don't want to know how you spend your Friday nights, Sam.
But we now know how you spend yours.
Right.
Sleeping because my weeks are ass.
Yeah. What it is.
So was your ass.
What it is.
No, it's supposed to be my legs and my spinal column. Those are what really suck at the end of the week.
Must be a pretty long wire to get around all of that.
Yeah.
No, it's a really heavy pack. You hike a lot. They make me hike a lot.
I promise you can talk your way out of this one. Keep talking.
I feel like I should apologize. I'm not gonna, but I feel like I should.
I mean, you've never done it before, so why would you start now? It'd be a very empty apology.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and you know how I feel about empty and hollow apologies. They're worthless. So
yeah,
it is what it is. I don't know. That's been the show, folks. We did a show. To borrow a line from my buddy Sasquatch here.
Yeah,
you know,
talked a lot about man-made horrors, AI. I won a 3-to-1 argument about boomers ruining everything. Great show.
Is that how you're gonna remember that? Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
All of your arguments were just pick yourself up by your bootstraps, making the fucking boomer argument.
It's not a boomer argument. It's a human argument.
Join the military.
Which, by the way, you personally are doing.
Yeah.
The rest of your generation isn't. They're whining like little bitches.
No, some of them are just giving up.
And they whine.
Like quarter of them were executed in the womb.
We're not having this conversation again.
No, it's too late.
Although you are right about that. The fact that a third of them don't exist because stupid fucking idiots. That is horrible.
A good half of them put their buttholes on OnlyFans.
Yeah, which is.
Can we skip the outro and just eat it?
Yeah, we appreciate your side hustle, Shadow, but
all right, no, we're gonna do the outros. The Shadow, you're up first. I did see that you posted something on your channel here recently as well. So do show your stuff.
So that is the third short in a little trilogy I made that was basically accounting the finale of a D&D campaign I was in. Long story short, never trust the artificer with anything bigger than a fucking pop grenade. Does not go well.
Okay. Yeah. The link to his channel is below, by the way, in the description, so you can find it there. He doesn't post on there often, but occasionally he does put something on there. And otherwise, yeah, you got anything else you want to run before we move on to other people?
My buddy Ice might be, he hasn't said anything about it, but usually he streams Saturday nights over on Twitter and I believe Rumble. Just look up Champions of the Ice on either. And it's basically just him and his gaggle of fucking morons, myself included, either talking the shit or talking about the game he's working on. Of which he's mentioned something about starting to release like audio, still like audio stories or like audio books, but like short story length. I was actually messaging people in Sam's chat about like, hey, do you know anyone who could do female voice acting? Because he and I can't do women's voices, and he tapped me to do the male shit. So that should be coming along sometime unless we get autismed into doing something else. Other than that, nothing else.
No, fair enough. Real quick before we move on to Abe, Jacob Gallo, like I told you in that post, man, when I said I looked into it, I mean I personally looked into it. You're not on the banned list. Like I have the ability to go backstage on Amir's channel too. I have that much control. And I went and I personally checked all of the names that are on the banned list. and yours was not included on there. You're not banned on there. I don't know what's going on with that, but I will let her know.
Is he timed out?
No, he isn't. He isn't. There isn't anything. And
Make
even
sure
if he was
chat
timed
set
out,
to live chat.
the longest we can time somebody out is 24 hours. So if it's still an issue, right, then that's not something we can do anything about. I can tell her, but she's not going to be able to fix it any more than I can, because you're not on the ban list.
I mean, to be fair, even if he was accidentally on the ban list, I'm pretty sure she would just make it worse.
Well,
and ban
that's why I
someone
went
else.
and checked. That's why I went and checked, just in case, like, you accidentally got the ban hammer from one of the mods or something like that, or whatever, instead of timed out or whatever, and just in case, because sometimes we fuck up. But no, it's not. You're not anywhere on there. So I went through every one of them. So I like I said, I'll talk to her about it, but she's not going to be able to do anything differently than I can.
I got muted 2 out of the first 3 times I went to her channel.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
Well, yeah, Carrie was having a big old time that night.
Yeah.
He's like, block, you're not block, not block.
So, and yeah, I agree, dude. That it's very strange. I don't know what's going on with it, but that's something that I think it's probably on YouTube's actual end. It's not her. It's not me.
Have you been saying so?
Yeah. Because if you are there, then it's hidden from our view too, and that's weird. So we should be able to see that if that were the case. Anyway,
what you can do, next time she does a live stream, talk to her beforehand so you can restream it to your channel, and he can come in on your channel and try to chat and see if that pops up in stream.
I don't actually even have to let her know. I can just make that happen. I probably won't.
I'm just saying, like, I always let people know before I be doing shit.
Yeah.
That's be a good variable testing.
Yeah. But no, I if she gets back to me, sometimes she doesn't. But like I said, Jacob, I'll let her know, and we'll see what we can see. I'm not sure that we can do anything about it, though. Abe, what do you got coming up?
You can find me everywhere. Abe's going to get you. Hopefully this week, I'm going to be getting back to my usual streaming schedule, but we'll see.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's everywhere all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed. So we'll be looking forward to a return to sleep-deprived Abe.
Yeah.
It's always funny when he gets really sleepy and he starts making bird sounds.
It's not good for him, but it is entertaining.
Zombie Abe.
Yeah. Awesome sauce. Well, glad to have you back, buddy.
Cheers.
Sasquatch.
What did I do?
Chill. Do the chill.
Tomorrow, I've got the blast radius at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's with Captain Curmudgeon. We're going to talk trash about everything Game of Thrones we could possibly imagine, and anything else that strikes our fancy. Probably that fucking centaur thing, if I had to guess. He hates it. Tuesday, the Naughty Corner, if she gets around to it, we'll see. I'm not 100% sure why she's not streaming, but yeah. She's going to explain herself this week. And then Thursday, I think I'm going to start doing the Chilling with Sasquatch streams again, just because I had a handful of people be like, I don't know why you don't do that no more. And I'm like, I'm streaming everywhere else with everyone else all the time. So yeah, okay, I'll do something for myself.
All right. Hey, I do have a question about that though. When you're doing the blast radius, do you ever end up going down that whole like, God damn it, Sam just made me go through this shit kind of rabbit hole?
Sometimes I take things from this show and carry it into that show just because I want him to be just as horrified as I am. And other times he brings it up and I'll like come and hijack I'll snatch the links because they're in my history.
Fair
but
enough.
it's usually not a problem. I've kind of developed a callus on my feeling parts of my anatomy.
Right. It's like that growth that fell off my dick at the end of the war. Anyway, sorry. I was watching Slither again the other day. It was a mistake.
God damn it.
The key word in that phrase is again.
Again and again.
Anywho, My name's Samuel the Infamous. You can find me right here most of the time. We do Screaming into the Void every Saturday. We do Abyssal Musings every Friday night. You can also find me hanging out on my buddy Devil Made Me Do It's channel, Beelzehub, for a show called Beelzepub. And here in just a little bit, I'll be over on Exiled Lioness 2, helping out back on the back end with that. And at about 10:30 my time, so 9:30 Pacific tonight. And then at sometime after we're done over there, late night, it'd probably be into the wee hours of tomorrow morning. We're going to get back to AI Limit, which is a game that I have been enjoying the fuck out of. It's been a lot of fun, so we're going to continue with that. Probably more of that next week. Thanks for coming, y'all. Appreciate it. Have a good night, and try not to dream of electric goats. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
It's kind of enjoyed cheat.